left at 5 o'clock this morning to get up here. We're in Bursko. I think that's how you pronounce it. Did this a couple of years ago. Same old story. I can never remember until we actually get on site. And I was really impressed last time because it's, a well-managed little pond. We've had a nice work party here and tidied a lot of stuff up. But last time we did it, I was impressed. We caught a nice mix of fish, nice mix of species. And we'll do the same again. Split it in half. I'm pretty sure we caught an umbrella or something last time. Bivvy, I can't remember, but yeah, I'll show you what's going on. Very typical small club water, but they do look after it. Have a few problems with kids coming down, not paying and all that sort of thing, leaving a mess, but they keep it nice and tidy, so we'll get some nets in the water and show you what's going on. So we split this lake in two, which is a good idea. Again, we could do it all in one go, no problem. But there's a snag under the boat here, and obviously if you commit to one sweep and it gets snagged, when you do rip it on the snag, then you've written off the whole thing. So this is what we did last time, divide it up, take 2 chunks at it, and then you can unattach it from the snag, and then carry on. Slow is the game. Let's see how we get on. So look at this lake. Pretty open. There is a lot of vegetation around here, just obviously it's the winter, but it's pretty well planted. They've done a lot of work since we were here last. There is an old floating island out there which is just in the edge doing nothing. I prefer it there than out here, to be honest. So look at this and think, obviously we're near the coast and there's a lot of cormorants everywhere, and then you think, okay, I wonder what's in there. Now this is, I was impressed last time. And for a mixed fishery, I keep trying not to fuss Bruce because he's a pretty awesome there. If you look at what's in here now, and there's pretty much good amounts of every species in there. So you've got good bream, good roach, big carp. There's a lot of fish. Yeah, it's pretty busy in there. Pike, perch, bream, tench, roach, carp, all to big sizes. It's a lot of fish. Really impressive. Okay guys, start picking up a few special ones. It's brilliant. It's nice to see so much variation. We love perch. Wicked. This is impressive amount of fish. Yeah. Lovely. Beautiful roach. Yeah, it's real good. Loads of bream.
Anything that size?
Yeah, all that's going back. If we need to, we'll get them out and grade them. But for now, just keep concentrating on big fish. Hold a couple of big bream up. Yeah.
I've literally rocked up here, thrown the rods out, and within 2 minutes,
And we get the same old story. People look at this and then we're going to remove just a couple of bimfuls of these tiny little fish. And the reason for that is, like most people did, late October, they struggled a bit of oxygen. There's a lot of fish in here, it's not a huge bit of water. And there's a huge abundance of bream and small roach coming through. So just to thin them out a little bit is helpful. Now the anglers quite often will say, why are they taking fish out? Because we can't catch them anyway. But you can't help those anglers. They don't understand the situation. You just can't help them. If they can't catch in here with a healthy population of all species, then they should really, honest, I'm not even joking, have fishing lessons. Because the stock is great. We're going to grade back all the quality fish, all the bream, all the roach, all the pike, all the carp, all going back. Look at these stunning silvers. They're all going back in. And then all we're going to do is cream off a couple of bins of tinies, and that creates space that will get filled into very quick It alleviates a bit of the pressure in the summer, and it makes a lot of difference. But on match lakes, they'll go, leave it all in, put more in. There's a lot of fish. Really, really good. Beautiful bream. It's just lovely, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Really, the size of that roach. Oh, hello.
Stunning. Really is.
Oh, good start of the week, isn't it? Seeing a load of nice mix. Look at that.
Another one, yeah.
Yeah, just not short of anything. Am I allowed to film Bruce?
Yeah.
I mean, the fish are great and everything, but look at Bruce. This is Bruce. He's 7 months old, and he's awesome. Is it as good looking as Bruce? Yeah.
Is it as good as Bruce? No,
just,
it is not good as Bruce.
It's just a great pond. Hold it up one more time.
Hold up.
Yeah. Oh.
Always one.
Yeah, get some F1s in. This is awesome. Such a great, it's a great stock of fish, yeah. Just everything, just loads of everything. Really lovely. Yeah.
Used to be full of them.
It's just loads of big ones. It is wonderful. Yeah, happy days. Yeah. The VS thing. And VS car. Still very well putting them in, but you've got to look after them. These are doing really well. That's a good amount of tension there.
Oh, that's a hard way to jump. Come on, yourself for a second. What the come on? He goes up anyway.
I'll just let him go, don't I? Yeah, just
A lot of big ones sat.
it's crazy. Nice everything, to be honest. It really is. It really is quite awesome. You'd have a hell of a day on there.
Anything else I would take back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been waiting for this thing for ages to pop up.
Okay. Lovely mix.
The party has just begun. Hear my voice. Ven conmigo.
is mint as well. Look at that. Lovely. It's just really impressive, and like I say, it's not like it's just a roundish, well, sort of triangle-ish pond. They keep it nice and tidy. We've done some work putting some chalk in, done a bit of tree work, keep the swims nice and tidy, and they've got a real lovely mix of fish. Really decent. It's lovely to see. You go to so many club waters where they struggle and they won't take on board what will make a difference. Keep filling it full of fish I don't need, and then yeah. That's a hell of a fish. It's brilliant. Oh yeah, and there's a good amount of everything. It's not like there's just one or two. There really is good amounts of everything. What a little place, eh? How much is it to fish? £4 a day. Expensive old game fishing. So look. So you've got specimen carp. It really is quite lovely. Yeah, it's decent. I was impressed last time. It's better now. Stop progression. That's what it's all about. Tons of bream, pike. Pretty special little stock of fish, you know. Considering where it is, and it's just basically in a public park. Fair dues. Yeah, I'm impressed with that, man. It's brilliant. Look at some of these fish here. Bearing in mind we've been grading an hour and we've already put back £800 of fish. And look at him here. Like I say, we took a load of big roach out when we first started grading. Look at some of these, look. Absolute stunning roach. Roach and bream for days. Hundreds of pounds weight of roach like this in this lake. Hundreds of pounds weight. They're thick set. In really good condition. So we're grading back all the quality. There's still £400-500 of fish in here, and we're grading back. We're only taking out these little tiny ones here, just those, and just create space. There's a huge abundance of those, never going to be short of them. It's nonsense when people say, oh, they took a load out so the fishing's hard. That's not what this is about at all. It's about identifying issues that potentially are going to cause problems later on in the spring and the summer, and then it's acting on that. And every water's different, and we took about £400 out last time. We'll do about the same this time, and that is why everything's thriving and all the work they're doing. So yeah, really impressive. Just everything. Something I got here is lots. You keep seeing these little bits of white. Lots and lots of little zebras. And the club have, rightly so, this is all very overgrown in this corner, so they've taken a lot of this out. Again, keeps the fish active and moving. And one of the ways to slow down your amount of mussels is to take out the things that make it easy for them to grow on. Obviously you're helping because this is all stuff that anglers will... Remember, this is a very cheap club, 40 quid a year. For the stock is amazing, very cheap community fishing. But these things can be a real menace. And again, they're all part of the organic load of the lake, etc. So by limiting the amount of this stuff is all helpful. So by cutting this back, it's just trimming it back, but so many places don't do it. It's just an excuse. And they've opened this right up in the last couple of weeks. Obviously these plants then get more light, and the vegetation can then do what it wants to do, which is protect these banks more. But like with no light, these will just stay, you know, they weren't established as well as they could. But by opening this corner up, you can see what they've done. Look, all this, you can still do more. And long term, expose that bank and then keep your plants going along it. In the past, just like most places, slabs and stuff been chucked in. But see, this is brilliant. By opening this up and taking all this back, the fish are out in open water, they're moving around constantly. There's cormorants here. There's everything, everyone's the same problems everyone else has, they have here, but they're not scared to get stuck in, pull stuff out, trim it up, because then these suddenly, oh look what happens, these will get better. As a result of doing this, these will get better. This improves the water quality, none of this does. So by managing that, getting it back, you will always get your people whinging. Oh, leave it. Go on then, leave it. Yeah, amazing. And like I say, it's a public park. People walk around it all the time, leave litter, have a few problems with kids, and I said, well, engage with the kids. Have an open day, invite them down, and the ones that are well behaved, give them a bit of tackle and teach them how to fish, and all this work looks brilliant. It's often not done, but it's very pleasant. We're not far from the coast here, and it really is lovely little lake, beautiful stock of fish, sensible club, cheap fishing, ticks all the boxes. What more do you want? They put a lot of graft in to keep it like it is. Fair play, credit where it's due, it's wicked. Really nice. I always like to go places where you can see the done work parties, because there's a time of year to do it. And we've engaged with a few of the public walking around, and they ask questions, and you always take your time out to be polite, because a lot of people don't like fishing or don't go fishing, and it's easy just to ignore that, and that's not the way. It's like with otters, you don't slag off otters and start putting shit online moaning about them, because where does that get you really? So it's about being sensible. If you look over there, I can't really zoom in on this, but where they've cleared that area of bank, the plants are flourishing, and every time they clear a bit of bank, the plants come through, and that's sensible. So the more of this you do, the better. And in this corner now, I'm guessing that in the next 12 months, if they keep up with this maintenance, that those plants will just keep getting better and better, and then they can start spreading them around here, these little bits of tree and stuff. Eventually I'd encourage them to take these out and just keep spreading the plants around, because I mean there's already a load of specimen size, multiple species in here, but it can keep getting better, which is great. So that was that half. Like I say, we split it up, and it's a good job we did, because of the we did get caught. Ripped a tiny hole in the net. It's only on the bit of old tree root or something like that, but it's important to do these sort of things. Like splitting it up into two gives you a lot more room for error. If one goes wrong and you rip the net to bits, you've got another net in place. But also it just and another reason why, just say if it was a bit more mild, you don't want to be catching tons and tons of fish in one go if you can split it up. So you're always thinking about everything's, it's all about the fish really. Like I say, occasionally we might upset one or two people with comments we might make about stock and the lakes, but I'd rather upset a person by saying a word to them. We don't go out to upset people, but at the end of the day, if you see things that need changing or need doing within the realms of possibility while you're there, I will make comments like, oh, maybe you should take some of these fish out, or you could do with a few more, or take some snags out, do something to the water quality. But it's always about the fish at the end of the day. Always fish first. People are too delicate. I mean, fish is quite delicate, but in the winter fish are quite tough. Whereas nowadays people are delicate all the time. What more do you want really? Plants are getting established, doing a bit better now. It's good. Really good. Things you find, loads of hooks, lures, all manner of stuff. Same old story, this is public access, dog walkers every day, kids, poaching, all sorts of stuff goes on, but it's easy to make excuses and just not put the work in. All these waters that we go to, and we go to some of them that have got bags of potential. It would be a bit like this, if this was just left, or the club went, it's not our job to pick the litter up, or it's not our job to do that, and it's like £4 a day to fish here, and joining the club's pennies, but they've always stuff to do, like a bit of tree falls down in the wind, etc. But you just can't deny the stocks here. Seriously impressive stock of fish. I remember doing it last time now, and we did exactly the same way. There's a bit of a snag out there, do one side, do the other side. Most of the fish, when we first got here, It was just alive with fish out here. This, we've stirred this up now. It's quite deep in the edges, but this is all gin clear. You can see the bottom with the Polaroids on. All around the margins was gin clear, like nothing had disturbed it. And then in the middle, it was just really, really coloured. Lots of fish just sat out there. Quite happy. Yeah, it's a pleasure coming to places like this where just stick to the basics, do it properly. There's always stuff you can do with the banks and stuff like that, but once you get the stock right and people want to fish it, everything else becomes a lot easier. A lot of zebra mussels in here as well. Like I say, it's just come into March, but all these plants will come up nice and thick because it's been opened up a bit. So yeah, for a small pond, not that far from the coast, which most people are, there's no decent silvers in there because of the cormorants. Such a naive attitude. And as you can see, it really is a perfect mixed fishery, this, genuinely. It's a perfect balanced stock of mixed fishery. All right, last 2 years ago, we did crop 400 pounds of tiny ones out, and you can see the results of that now. So that's why we do it. And then when people leave comments and they never comment to me, but sometimes we put a post on and you'll get people saying, oh, I don't know why they're taking fish out. The fishing's hard enough as it is. I'm sorry, but you don't understand what we're trying to achieve. You're trying to stop problems happening in the summer so that the fishing remains more consistent. It's never a case of gutting everything, unless it's a carp lake, out and out carp lake, and you have an abundance of silvers. And yeah, sometimes you go, I want as many out as you can. It's just the nature of that particular lake. It's a bit like when you have a match lake and there's loads of big carp in it and they all moan that there's too many big carp, so you take the big carp out, but you never waste fish. Occasionally you have to destroy them, and we're guided by the Environment Agency. If they won't pass a health check, it's out of our hands, and sometimes it has to be done. But when you look long term and see that it's a means to an end, and it's better for us to crop a few bins of tiny fish out that have to be destroyed rather than killing pound roach and letting nature take its course, which is very cruel and nondescript in the summer. So you'll lose big roach, big bream, potentially big tench, big carp, pike. We're just trying to keep the balance right and just work with the club to keep everything tickety-boo. And it's a pleasure when you know, like I say, it's not a big bit of water. 100-metre net goes right across the middle of it, but yeah, just love it. Lures are okay, it's treble hooks that I have a problem with. It's like, just put singles on them. Just put big singles on them, you don't need trebles these days. Plenty of these we keep finding. Oh, dogs. Not cheap either. Okay. Net's really nicely as well. There's a nice lot of silvers in here. Obviously we're not expecting to catch as many this end because we get a serious amount the other end, but once again, nice mix of silvers, big carp. This is what's great, is these have come on lovely since we were here last, and there's so many of those big roach coming through. And again, just by taking out some of these, which are in abundance, and they will be every couple of years, we're grading back all of these this size, but obviously they're getting graded back in. It's all about identifying. These are going back in. It's just fits like this. And you just keep grading through them and just alleviate the pressure a bit. So with the summers we're having, which are really unpredictable, it's important to do stuff like this. Otherwise, you run the risk of a massive problem when it gets really hot and the oxygen is in demand. He had a huge amount of big carp, so he wasn't expecting to catch too many this end. Big fish. Hold it out in front, Chip. It's alright, don't worry, Matt's got one. See, he's getting there. Try and show them off if you can. They're so lively. It's always difficult. People think, oh, just hold them out like you do. When they've been caught on a rod, they're knackered. When you just caught them in a net, they're very, very lively. They're really lovely big fish. Oh, so we caught a stack up the other end. Not bad for 40 quid a year, eh? Nice, big fish in a little pond. Yeah, it's really impressive stock, it really is. They're starting to do a lot of work now around the margins. And yeah, very cheap fishing. Lovely pond, can't go over the stock. Well, I can, because like I say, we came 2 years ago and thinned them out a little bit. Which has helped no end. These are just a few bits that have come down, but like I say, round where I'm stood, it's rock hard. Got decent plants, most of it, so they'll start coming up in the spring, and the more they clear the margins, the more that helps. See, that tree went in, so cleared that out. Good, get the work done. It's really, really impressive. Cheap fishing, and it's really good. That's it. Really lovely. Just what you can achieve with a relatively small bit of pond. That comes with its problems with public access and bits and pieces, but it really is a decent stock of fish. Platt's Lane, and I do like it. So I'd fish here if I live near, just for everything really. It's awesome.